In this video, we will go over the LeetCode question number 242 valid anagram. So, given two strings, and we have to return an anagram of we have to return true if they are anagram of one another and return false otherwise. So, let's first understand what is anagram. Now, an anagram is a word that is formed by rearranging the letter of another words. For example, night, night, and thing are anagram, night and thing. Are anagram because they are rearranged in the letters of each word to form to the other. Since anagrams are made up of the exact same characters, so if you sort them, they should end up identical to each other. For example, the frequency of n in the string night is 1, and also the frequency of n in the word string thing is also 1. So the anagram are made up of the exact same characters. So 1. Same like I, the frequency of I character is same, so it is also 1. Same like the frequency of the character G, H and T is also 1, 1. So in this way the anagram is formed. So let's see how I solve this question. Let's assume we have two strings S and T are the loop and polo. The first thing we will do is to create two dictionaries. First is for the string loop and second dictionary for the polo string so far, and one for T and one for S to store the character frequency of each string. The dictionaries will have a character as its key and its frequency as the value. So we are going to be using a variable called char to loop over S. Now let's break down this line over here, and now let's break down. First we are going to use the built-in method get method of the dictionary to get the value that correspond to the key of the jar. So in this case the key is L, and now the nice thing about using the get method is that it allows a second argument, which is that it will be returned if the specified key does not exist in the dictionary. So right now, since the dictionary is empty, the key of L does not exist, so this part right will return 0, and then we add 1 to the increment that value, so 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So now we have a value of 1 which we are going to assign to the key of jar, which is again L. So in the S frequency dictionary we are going to create a key of L which correspond to the value of 1. L 1. This means that we have seen that letter L one time. Now you can also write this using if and else logic like this. If the key exists in the dictionary, then increment it. as initialize its value to 1. So this work, but I choose this way because I think using the get method looks a lot cleaner. And then we will move to the next character, which is which is O. And so O does not exist in the dictionary, and so again we will create a key of O, initialize it by 1. Then we will move increment the, so next we come across another O. So since so since 0 already exists as a key, this part will return the current value, which is 1. When we move at this point, the O is already exists, so it return the key value is 1. So then we then add 1 to that to increment the value. So we update the key of O to have the value of 2. Finally, the last character P, which is, then we move at this point, and finally the last character is P, which is not in the dictionary. So we create a key value pair of P, initialize it by value 1. So now we are done and with S, so we can move on the next string T. And so we are going to do exact same thing here, except store the characters frequency in the T frequency dictionary. The T frequency dictionary, so the first character P does not exist in the dictionary, so we create it and assign the initialized value of 1. O also does not exist, and so it also gets a value of 1. So it assigns the initialized value of 1. So again P is also again L is not exist in the dictionary, so assign the initialized value of 1. So again O is also already exists in the dictionary, so we add the value of the last character O does not exist, so we'll increment its value to 2. Already exists, so we increment the value of 2, and 2. So we have done. At the last, we compare the key value pair of the string S and string T. So if their key value pairs are equal, then we return true, otherwise we return false. So this approach I am using, but there are variable approach that you can use, but you can also use the one dictionary, but I use here 2 dictionaries. So let's see in the code. Remember, if 2 strings have the same frequency of character, then they are anagram. So the last step is to do the compare of 2 dictionaries and return true if the content are the same, and return false if it's not. Remember, in Python, comparing dictionaries with the equality operator compare the content of each dictionary with the other. So if both dictionaries have the exact same key value pairs, then this line will return 0. So it will return true. And if the dictionary were different from each other, then this means that the 2 strings have different character frequency, so they are not anagram of each other, and we would return false. So let's see code how it works. First it will check if the length of the 2 strings S and T are not equal. If they are not equal, it immediately returns false, and since the string of the different lengths cannot be anagram, so at this point, if It then initializes two dictionaries, S frequency and T frequency, to store the frequency of each character in the respective string. It iterates through each character in string S and updates the frequency in the S frequency dictionary. Similarly, it iterates through each character in the string T and updates the frequency in the T frequency dictionary. Finally, it returns true to two dictionaries key value pairs are equal and indicating that the two strings have the same characters and same frequency, otherwise it returns false. In Python, we already seen if we compare the dictionary, it compares the content in this string. So if they are same, then it will return true, otherwise it return false.